Figured out an easy way. Just make Julie do it.
It's actually pretty hot.
Dig!
It's a pretty decent, like...
Faster!
Hard on your abs
Anyway.
and your arms.
Done 15 seconds, she's knocked up.
We're Tom and Jules, and together we are taking on our biggest challenge yet. Join us as we tackle fencing, cattle, and everything it takes to bring this land back to life.
Hello! And we're back. So on today's agenda, two key things, I guess. One is to reseed all of the roads that we've had put back in that run along the neighbour's boundary. So we've engaged a contractor to put those roads back in. We think that's going to make a massive difference. One, not only in allowing us to access the new fence that's going to be put in to spray. I guess that keeps on top of the weeds to make sure that the fences for the, our lifetime will be in really good condition and not overgrown with weeds, and the cattle will respect it a lot more and stay on our side of the fence. Helps with keeping relationships with your neighbours in tip-top condition, which is always good. And then, I guess the second part of the agenda for this weekend is to finish installing the property pole. So Tom's organised the base frame bit that needs to go into the ground. So after we've finished here, just reseeding those roads that have been put back in, we'll head up to take care of the property pole. One of the previous episodes, we took the buggy on a bit of a farm tour and come across one of the swimming holes we have on the property. We're down just reseeding the road that basically runs directly past the swimming hole. Pretty special little spot. It is starting to heat up here at the moment, but I can't wait for the opportunity to come down here and actually have a bit of a swim in between fencing and all of that. It's nice to see the swimming hole again, but it's not massive, but in terms of us being able to take a dip and freshen up, it'll be amazing now that we can actually access it a little bit more easily. So now that we're done with seeding the roads that have been re-pushed through, we've just come over to where the property power pole is going to be put. Plan of attack is we need to put in a frame that goes 1.5 metres into the ground. That's as per our energy provider's kind of standard, I guess. So Tom and I have just come over to have a look at the point where we are planning to put the property pole so that we can get power connected just to the power lines that are directly behind me here. So we'll make a start on that and start digging a hole. How's your back?
You snap my shoulder.
I thought you were about to break your arms away. They crisscrossed across your body. The old augers are, is it an auger? That thing? But yeah, I think you're realistically meant to have a person on either side of that, because what just happened was it obviously hit something in the ground and twisted and nearly twisted Tom's body around the wrong way. Fun times.
Back pretty good,
yeah, you got a free back crack. Oh, who needs a physio? Oh, poor Tommy. Anyway, his back's a bit worse for wear now from that, but we'll keep going on getting this hole sorted for the property pole.
There's going to be a rock at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. It's one of your many talents, Tom, finding a rock when you're trying to dig a hole.
Can find a rock.
Can and will.
ground.
So Tom's just measured out, is it about 400 by 400?
It's supposed to be a 450 hole.
Oh, okay. It's what? A 450?
Yeah. You want 450 by 1500.
Okay. Yeah, 1500 deep and then
450
a
round.
450 round hole for
Mine's
the
not
post.
going to be exactly 450.
No.
It'll just be
As close as you can get to 1500 deep for the frame to go into the ground and be concreted in, and it should be 450 round. Well, yeah, width. If you weren't an idiot.
And you just got a contractor to do it. They
Oh.
just get a 450 instead of a 350.
An auger, yeah, that's big enough just to.
That's only a 300 or something.
Yeah, so they get a 451 just to, yeah, dig you perfectly
So I'll just
symmetrical 450
do the
round
300,
hole.
then flog it out to 450.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which really isn't that hard.
No.
Last time I did it, it was through rock.
Oh, yeah. At home base, thankfully the previous owner there had run underground power all the way from the existing shed out to basically like the fence line. And the property pole was already there. It had never been connected to mains. But then with the changes to the energy provider stipulations, we had to cut down that property pole and put a whole new one in because it didn't have a ladder rack on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we put that one in, of course, every place we tried to dig to put the base plate thing, frame, structure, whatever you want to call it, in the ground, we kept just hitting rock after rock after rock. So thankfully on this property, it seems to be that the soil is much easier, less rocky so far. So hopefully Tom can make quick work of digging this hole. There's what now? There's a big rock down there. As I say, there's no rocks. Who's found a rock? So, and the plan is that with this 450 area that he is digging out as per the energy provider's stipulations, obviously once you've cemented everything in, we will make it nice and neat and pretty and have like a little cement kind of base block. What do you call it? Pad?
No, you're on a pad.
Yeah, you're on a pad around it. So yeah, we'll have a little 450 pad around it so that it looks nice and
And then the rag
neat
bolt's
and
got to
pretty.
sit up 50 mil.
At the what, sorry?
Rag bolt sits up 50 mil and you fill it from the ground.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
But no one ever does it.
No one ever does that. But again, we're trying to follow everything by the letter because we don't want to be denied anything after all of the...
And I've got too many electrician mates that come and pull the eyes out of it.
So you'll be getting judged
Harsh.
a lot, yeah. Tom will be getting judged very, very harshly throughout this whole process because he has a gazillion electrical or electrician mates. So he wants to make sure it's done right, but so do they. So anyway, we'll keep pushing on. That right there is a rock.
Found it.
Only a little baby one.
On top of a massive one.
There's probably a big boulder underneath it, you reckon?
It'll be the first hole I've ever dug if there's not another big rock right there.
Yeah, true. Haven't struck about... Normally you'd struck like 40 rocks by
If
now.
I haven't hit a rock, it'll be a water pipe.
It'll be a what?
A water pipe.
Oh shit, don't say that.
Guaranteed.
I hope not.
Guaranteed. Bet the house on it. Figured out an easy way. Just make Julie do it.
It's actually pretty hot.
Dig!
It's a pretty decent, like...
Faster!
Eating my hair, yeah. It's like... hard on your abs
Anyway.
and your arms. What? What are you doing?
She's done 15 seconds, she's knocked up.
200 mil short of our destination, hey Tom, so you gotta bring out the big guns.
Get out. Fucking move your bar. Move the bar.
Tell you one thing I won't sign up for again. Digging a bloody property pole hole. 3/4 of the way through, Tom's like, do you want to have a go? And then I got a bit carried away. Anyway, hole is pretty much dug. Can't feel my spine. The back of my legs hurt. And my shoulder blades are sore. Tom just thinks I'm whinging already, but anyway. Hole is dug.
We've got a neighbour that does this job. He's got a machine.
Yeah, but we thought, what the hell? He's really busy as well, so we don't want to bother him. Like everything else on this property, we're willing to try a lot of things ourselves.
It's only taken 20 minutes.
It's only well, to be fair, it's probably more like half an hour, but it hasn't taken us too long to get the hole dug. But yeah, Tom's put together a frame to be able to hold all the concrete in and build the little pad mount thingy, but technical side of things, our energy provider needs like a 450 by 450 width concrete thingy the whole way down of the metal frame that holds the property pole into the ground. We've dug said hole that wide. We've dug it 1500 deep, which is what the post requirements are. So now we'll get to mixing some concrete and get it all cemented into the ground so that we're that one step closer to finally getting power to the property. Joys of not having water is you have to bucket water all the way up to be able to mix concrete. And Tommy's got a little pump gizmo that he's going to plug in to save us having to lift up this and put it into the wheelbarrow. Genius. Alright. Property power pole pad mount complete.
Want yourself in the camera, not just.
I'm getting direction from...
That's an interesting as property pole.
Well, you've got to show that first and then you talk about it. You can't just always be on camera. Anyway, property pole pad mount is now complete. So we have ready to go. We do need to, what else do we need to do? Grout it.
Need to ground the bottom just to tidy it up, finish
Yeah.
it off.
So
Supposed to
gotta-
leave a 40 mil or 50 mil gap and grout around it.
Okay, so yeah, you're supposed to mill what leave what?
50 mil gap and grout
50
around
mil
it.
gap and
If that'll
grout
happen or
around
not.
it.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, so we've still got to do that yet, but for the most part, it's now done.
Doesn't
So,
look very impressive at all.
It doesn't look very impressive after a full day. Well, not a full day, an afternoon's.
3 hours.
3 hours. 3 hours of work, so not too bad. But digging the hole was the hardest part. Hey, Tom.
Yes.
But it's done.
It's done.
Ta-da!